Hi, I'm Cindy Halper, and I want to say bonjour to the French Jews. I don't know if this falls under advice for them. These are just, I would say, a collection of thoughts I have about the French Jews. First of all, I want to say my personal bias towards the French Jews. I mean, they absolutely, for me, represent the best of two great civilizations, French culture and Judaism. And the combination of two wonderful civilizations has been fabulous for me. The idea of the French Revolution, where the Jews lived in Alsace-Lorraine, and that they were granted equality. They were also in the south of France at that time. They moved back to Paris gradually as they were permitted to do that and contributed to that society. So I would regret seeing the French Jews cease to exist as French Jews. So that's my personal bias, I guess. But having said that, I will say that I would leave it up to them whether they feel safe enough to remain or whether they need to leave. No one should be saying they should do either. They should have the choice. That's the key. For those of you who are going to leave France and decide against Israel, let me just preface that by saying I can understand that. Israel is the home of Jews, but not every Jew can make a home in Israel. Learning Hebrew, for example, would be very difficult, and it is a different mindset in society, and especially for maybe Reform Jews, it may not be the best setting. So for those of you who are going to leave France, who are not going to go to Israel, I have a few other suggestions. There's Montreal. The climate's colder, but you have a Jewish presence in Montreal, and it's got the French culture and language. So Montreal would probably be a good fit if you can stand the cold climate. If you can't stand the cold climate, I would actually suggest my former home state of Rhode Island. There used to be some beautiful French bakeries in Rhode Island. Doesn't seem to be as many now. And so for those of you who would want to open up a pastry shop, Rhode Island would probably be the best place. It's far enough from New York that you could go to New York if you want, but it's far enough from New York that you have a suburban life. So my former state of Rhode Island, who, by the way, in the past century, welcomed French Canadians to Rhode Island. So that would be one of my suggestions. Obviously, Haiti would not be a good match. French Jews, have a high level of society, so that won't work. I've been to St. Martin, the French section. I'm not sure that would be a match for you either. And I'm not sure about Australia. Other parts of the United States, perhaps California, parts of Florida. I know there's French bakery in Orlando, Florida. I'm not sure if Orlando would be a good match for you. And, unless you want open up some French bakeries there. I mean, of course, that's stereotyping French Jews, doctors and lawyers and engineers, pastry chefs, tailors, every walk of life, too. So I guess I'm stereotyping here, but it's not meant as an unkind stereotype. Everyone who knows me knows I love French bakeries, and so that's just me saying that. But in the end, like I said at the beginning of this, it is your decision whether to stay or to go in France. It's the largest French society in the world, Montreal being the second, so, it's pros and cons of whether your safety versus your livelihood, whether you think things will get better, whether you think things will get worse. I don't really know, and I can't say. I know people compare this to the Holocaust, and I can understand why the comparisons to the Holocaust. This is what, Europe was like just pre-Holocaust. My own mother was from Vienna, Austria, and I'm sure they weren't happy to leave Vienna, but obviously they had no choice. They would have died. But whatever you decide to do, French Jews, I wish you the very best. I send you my love and my concern, and I wish you didn't have to choose at all. I wish somehow this would stop, that the radical Muslims would be expelled, and this would end for you, and you could have a good existence in France again and remain the largest Jewish in France and in Europe. But I wish you the very best regardless of whatever you do decide to do.